your answers from our phone and generate via AI such a beautiful copilot for your presentation. So could you please tell us a couple of words? Who is this actually? Let's give a name for this character.
Wow, I didn't expect this question. So this is so my favorite animals are owl, and another one I don't know. Maybe you will help me to answer. I know only Ukrainian option.
It's okay if you will name it like Ukrainian. We have
Nosri.
it will
Nosri.
be.
It's very big and very interesting animal. When you met him in the safari, it's very nice, and you just can't imagine so big animal near you. Yeah, it's very nice.
Okay, so and let's give at least if it's not one character as I see, it's a team. Let's give it the name for this team.
Should I provide the name
Yeah,
or the
yeah, you
audience?
should provide the name.
Uh-huh.
Provide for this
Okay.
team. You see, if it was just one character, yeah, like Reno. I just found
Uh-huh.
Reno.
Yep. Reno.
So yeah, we will give one name. But today you came to us with three ovals and Reno. So let's give a name for this team.
Okay, the team will call Chile, Reno, and Olds.
Chile, Reno, and Oats. That's great. How do you think? Is this team good at understanding your real inner needs?
Yes, you may look at them. They are like completely calm, completely easygoing, and they are able to accept any your idea and any your thoughts. So, for sure.
And you know, when I just look at this picture, I definitely know that they know what's next after the senior level because they
Yes,
definitely reflect.
for sure. They
Reflect it.
understood the life, I would say.
Definitely. And what is the superpower of this team? What do you think?
The superpower of this team is the soup, where they are swimming, because as I understood, this is a bowl of fobo. Yeah.
Okay, so Mykola and his team will share insights on how seniors can further develop and build personal goals and take advantage of growth opportunities. Feel free to ask Mykola about anything in Slido. So let's meet him and, and his team. Go ahead.
Okay, sure. Thank you. It was very nice. So I hope that you've liked the talks that have been before. But before going the presentation itself, I would like to share a couple of words about me and my experience and the company that I've been working. During the presentation, you will see some QR codes for useful information. So keep your phone near you to use it. If you will have any questions, just post them in the chat. My chat to the presentation is here, but I see some delay around 30 seconds. So I'm not sure that I will answer straight away, but I will try to adapt my presentation for it. Also, I will ask some questions along the way, and if you want to remember the presentation better, I'm inviting you to answer some of them. So information will connect to some of the points of your previous experience, and you will better remember it. So let's start. And a couple words about me. I had been working in IT for more than a decade. I have worked as software engineer, tech lead, delivery manager, and now I'm on engineering manager position. I had worked with different teams: plain development, level 1, level 2, level 3 support, performance analysis team, security, and innovations. Beside the work, I've been practicing Qigong for almost 8 years and teaching people for 4 years. If you want to know more about it, you may contact me with my Telegram on the last slide. Also, I'm interested in philosophy, psychology, and neurobiology. And as a result, it's significantly influenced my career path and my interaction with a world and with teammates inside the project. And a couple of words about the SPD technology, the comp that I've been working for almost 2 years. The company was established in 2006 in Ukraine. We have employed more than 600 people. By the way, we are a platinum partner of the conference. And we have 4 development centers in Ukraine, a representative office in London, UK. We do mainly web mobile, AI, ML, and enterprise solutions based on Java, JS, and .NET stacks. We work with startups, mature products, and enterprise businesses. The most famous projects and the most famous brands that we are working with is PageBook, Morningstar, Roche, and others. You may find their logos below. So, let's switch now to the main topic, and I will start from a common path of a software engineer. Usually, a career starts in a university or IT courses. Then, you hired by some small or a big company on a junior position. Then you are promoted to middle and senior in senior positions. You worked on 1 to 3 projects and have worked with 2 to 5 teams. Not much. But what's next? Next, you may hit the trap. And let me share some of the traps that you may find on the way. First trap, you may get stuck in the comfort zone. Is there anyone who feels stuck in the comfort zone? Please send a plus to the chat. Perhaps some of you, yes, but I think no one will tell it because it's like some personal stuff. So, the comfort zone is a real threat for you. Anything that is pleasant and comfortable and easy to do may suck you in, and you won't even notice it. Here I want to share with you my personal experience. When I was a junior on the first year of my career, I joined the project and adapted to it. Then I got a significant salary raise, so everything fine. And in a month, I met the girl and we were in love. Even better, I would say. So whole year I wanted just to hang around and forgot of my career. My friends have already became a middle engineers and I was still a junior. And I found myself in a comfort zone and realized that I have had to change something here. So I changed the project and in 2 years I became a senior. If you feel yourself in a comfort zone, if your tasks are similar and easy for you, I think personally it's time to change the place where you are, to boost your personal development. To explain deeper the importance of an environment that you are working in, I want to share the second trap of the senior engineer. I'm the smartest in the room. So, do you feel the same? Are you smartest in the room? So you may find yourself in a place where you are as the best one. All production issues are solved by you. Any important analysis assigned to you. Have you ever felt this way? If you yes, write yes to the chat. If no, also write no to the chat. But it may happen that you are only senior person in the team across junior specialists. So eventually, it may also prevent you from growth. And like there is no one who the manager could assign some significant and important tasks. To share some metaphor with you, I want to show these guys. Do you know these guys? I think you know. Who is the fastest here? So write the name to the chat, please. To remember you the names, if you've seen it only a couple of times, the Richard Hammond on the left, James May on the right, and Jeremy Clarkson in the middle. So, who is the fastest one? I will give you a couple of seconds to think. I'm not sure that I will find the answers in the chat because of the delay, so let's continue. To be frankly, I am fan of this show, and the most funniest episodes for me were one where they traveled from from Crimea to Ukraine to Chernobyl on the small cars. And the second one is Vietnamese using motorbikes. Oh, I see Richard Hammond. Thank you. Thank you, Alex. Uh, at the same time, if you will have a look on the right, do you know these guys on the right? I think some of you know. So this is Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hammond, and Michael Schumacher. If you put here Jeremy Clarkson, does he still the fastest one? I would say no. So put yourself in the environment when you are not the smartest one. So you have much space and opportunities to grow from people who knows more than you. And it's really important. The third trap that you may faced with is no vision where to go. Please send the plus to the chat if you ever had a proper and qualitative conversation with your manager about your career opportunities and options to grow. And send minus if you haven't had or the quality was low. So, at the same time, the vision is very important. When you don't have a clear vision where to go, you will not reach that place because the place is nowhere. But when you know what is your goal, you may differentiate the work, the activities you do, and environment you are as useful or helpful for your growth. You may differentiate it from the tasks and environment that prevents you from growth. I've deeply realized this point when I was on the flight to the Myanmar. It's ex-Burma. I've got this insight when I was watching a very simple and funny movie. Do you know this guy? Have you ever seen the movie? It's a Shang-Chi, The Legend of the Ten Rings. Frankly speaking, I didn't expect to get any insight when I watched this movie. I just wanted to relax and watch something easygoing. So, there was a Katie, who is Shang-Chi's friend, who became a perfect archer in the end. But in the beginning, she missed any target she tried to shoot with her bow. But then, wise Granny said to her a very simple phrase that amazed me so I can't forget it till now. If you aim at nothing, you hit nothing. So if you don't know where to go, you will go to nowhere. And I think it's very important. So I will make a pause here. At the same time, the phrase was simplified for a young audience of the movie, and more accurate translation for Chinese is even more intriguing for me. If there is no target in your heart, then you will shoot without aim. So just think, each your shoot is a task that you pick up from the Jira board and start developing it. If you don't have a goal, you will take a random task, any task that appear in your vision. If you know your goal, you may choose what will help you to grow your career and choose a proper direction for it. So, form your target, form your aim, create a goal and find the energy to reach it. To help you with direction, I will share you a couple of options to grow that you might know, but it's important to share. But before sharing these options, I would like ask you to count how many options do you know so you may grow. Like, just to make a direction for you, I think take lead is the easiest and the most trivial for you. But what some of them? Okay, so first option, take lead. Usually it's someone who has enough experience and has some leadership skills. Here you need to understand that you stop coding and 50% of your calendar fill it with meetings. Another 30% fill it with some important tasks that only you are able to finish. And only from 10 to 20% of time you are able to code. You do code review a lot, you talk to people a lot, you manage the team, you need to satisfy the needs of the team. But at the same time, you have a higher vision, you have more options to grow, you have ability to deliver bigger systems because you're responsible for whole system or whole part of the system that owned by your team and do bigger things. The second option for you is an architect. Architect is someone who works more with technical stuff, I would say. At the same time, the half of your calendar still fill it with meetings. You have to talk to people, but people a bit different. It could be a team that requires your help. It could be a business that want to understand, to explain you their needs. So you still talking a lot. And here you are responsible for the whole system, for the whole universe of the technologies, sub-projects, microservices, everything that in your project. And as a result, I think you don't code a lot. Maybe some DevOps stuff like blue-green deployment, canary releases, but not just the trivial tasks. The third option is a Scrum Master. Usually on the market, Scrum Master is someone who operates with Jira and manages Jira. It's someone who facilitates the meetings. But I would say the really good Scrum Master who has a development background, who are able to code with the team together, at least using pair programming or mob programming techniques. So if you like more facilitate the meetings, if you like more talk to people, Scrum Master is a good option for you. I believe that there is on the market some companies that require Scrum Masters with technical background. Another option for you is an engineering manager. Actually, I really like this position and I invite you to join it. Engineering manager for me is someone who build effective teams and consult business on technical topics. So there is a combination of the three factors: technology, people management, and business. And on the edge of each of these aspects, engineering manager works. So you mostly responsible for the team, for the building uh, technical processes, for the developing the career of your team, you growing the successors. At the same time, you consult business. You need to convert business needs in the words the team could understand. Fifth option is staff engineer. And to explain more about staff engineer, I want to share you career track of the staff engineer that we have in SPD technology. Staff engineer is something new on the market, so could be interesting for you. When you're a senior Java engineer, you just execute full SDLC. You're responsible for requirements elaboration, design, implementation, solution testing, and delivery. You are focused on business value delivery and product's technical excellence, stability, adaptability, performance. You take strong ownership on product parts, so only part of the product. When, for instance, architect responsible for the whole product. Staff engineer completely differs. Staff engineer provides engineer focus and brings a team to the next technical level by cultivating an innovative culture, drives solution for complex challenges, helps to optimize costs and resources utilization, and establish engineering practices on the project and in the teams. So senior engineer, completely different from Java engineer. Here you may find a QR code that will bring you to SPD technology page. to the SPD Technology website. So if you want to grow to staff engineer, probably we will have some opportunities for you. But let's talk a bit more about staff engineer and what does a staff engineer do in general, like in the world of the IT. First of all, staff engineer setting tech direction. The second, he or she might be a glue for the whole project. So he or she may connect development teams and business and technical business needs, I would say. Then, staff engineer, mentor, and provide sponsorship for the technical solutions and wise ideas from any team member. The fourth, staff engineer providing engineering perspective to the business representatives. Fourth, staff engineer usually does some exploration work. What framework should we choose for the project? What technology should we use for the project? And all of this work usually makes by staff engineer. And staff engineer writing code only sometimes, but more reading the code and do code review across whole project, across whole teams. So as you can see, I think it might completely differs from work that you do right now. At the same time, you might say that I've been already doing it on my current senior position. Why do I need to change the position? And here I will tell you that title matters. Title really matters. Do you see a man in a red shirt here? Okay, I think you see just a man in a blue shirt. Do you see a pilot in this guy? Can you say that this is a pilot? I would say no. But can you say that this guy is a pilot? But the only difference between two photos, almost only one difference, there is a shoulder strap that distinguishes him from other aircraft passengers in a blue shirt. So the title differs. The title differs you from other employees. It allows you to be in a circle of people who make significant decisions. It gives you access to the interesting work. It may increase your compensation. So if you want to know more about staff engineer, I would recommend you to read these books. The book on the left side tells you more about staff engineer in general. What he or she does in everyday work and what exactly you may do, how to grow there, and how you may introduce the staff engineering position in your company. The second, for me, is more similar to the clean developer of Uncle Bob. It takes more about proficiency with some additional view on life-work balance. I recommend reading both of them. So now you know where you can go. So where to go? Here, I would recommend you try to find your passion. Something that burns you up, not burns you down. When you do things you like, it gives you more energy. It lights you up. When you do things you don't like, it takes your energy away. It makes you dim. The second indicator is joy. When you feel joy while working, it changes your body chemistry completely. So try to find the work that you enjoy. The third, understand your strengths. Have a look on what people value you. Write it down. Understand what you do the best. Write it down. Then have a look on your weaknesses and do reverse maneuver. Write down in what places your weaknesses may become your strengths. If you dive too deep into details, crucial investigations are for you. If you like starting new activities and can finish them, proof of concept tasks are for you. Pre-sales, pitch of ideas, also for you. Actually, you don't need to finish them at all. Do you remember the slide about background and Jeremy Clarkson? Let me open it. Yeah. So environment and your background really matters. It's really, really matters. Uh, so the next step that you may do, have a look to your calendar for last 2 months for your tasks that you completed, and try to assess what of them makes you joy, what of them makes you happy and gives you energy and satisfaction, and what of them you would choose not to do. And try to find the place in your project, company, another company, or even in the world where you do what you are keen on, and try not to do what you make yourself to do. Sometimes it's hard for us to quit your job for a new one. But when you know what to look for, like engineering manager position, staff engineer position, architect position, it's easier to make a step forward. So it's a time to choose your future position. What of the options discussed earlier do you like more? Uh, Once you choose your future position, you need to build a proper plan. So let me share the three pillars of the excellent career development plan that I'm using with my subordinates during the reviews. First, you need to learn more about future track. You may read a book, participate in training, watch a video, explore YouTube, whatever. Just put a bullet points and fill it with tasks that easy to do. Uh, like choose some article or paragraph from the book and put it one. So the task should be easy for you to do. The second, understand what you need to practice before you reaching the new position. It could be writing technical design documents for an architect position. You may set up a new technical process in the team for the engineering manager. You may analyze open source tools and pick the best tool for your team if you want to be a staff engineer. You may brainstorm with your manager what tasks you may do from the list of activities and responsibilities of your next job level. Learning plus hands-on experience uh, plus hands-on practice gives you experience, gives you knowledge. If you only learn, your brain will not apply it to your challenges. Try to remember how many books have you already read. Do you remember all of them? I would say no. And I think it's only because you didn't practice what have you learned. So, only when you practice that you've learned, only then the brain starts use it to solve complicated tasks. So practicing is crucial. It's not enough to practice test-driven development for 2 hours. To understand test-driven development, you need to work longer. You have to use it for 5 or even 6 weeks to get experience and understand if it solves your issues and satisfies your needs. Does it convenient for you? So, usually people stop here after practicing, but sometimes it might be enough. But I would strongly recommend you to share your knowledge. It could be a knowledge transfer session inside your team. Yeah, sorry. It could be a knowledge transfer session inside your team, or presentation for 20 minutes on some architectural or like CTO like meeting for whole team, or even share your knowledge on the conference. During the presentation, you will see your gaps and may fill it with knowledge that you don't have. You are able to rethink all of your experience and find new senses in it. So once you finish, you will have a lot of small tasks to do. So start doing them and just wait for opportunities. Uh, Sorry. To give you a little bit more about the importance of sharing the knowledge, I would like to share with you a piece of advice that was shared with me by Bruno Souza. This is the concept of trust, reputation, and visibility. When you do things well, you increase your trust in your team, trust with your manager, with other colleagues, and you increase your reputation, you build your reputation, and you might get some of the visibility. But when you share knowledge, your visibility increases and people start trusting you more. So because of that, sharing your experience is very important. So here is the words from Bruno that he shared with me, and I was amazed at that moment. When you share what you know, people start knowing what you know. So people trust you more about things you do well. And when they need your skills, they will call you and not someone else. They will call you and not someone else. So here, you just need to wait for opportunities and share your skills. And here, I would ask you to rate yourself from these three perspectives. How much people trust you? What is your reputation in the team or company? How visible are you? And what you can do to improve each of these characteristics. And on the last, I want to ask you, what is the similar for all tracks discussed earlier? So, any ideas? Salary is different, we know it. So, but what is the similar? I would say that the similar is soft skills. Grow up to the level of a senior, you may be just a technical guy who properly does his job and delivers value timely and qualitatively. If we talk about the senior position and upper, you have to constantly talk to people around you. You must establish connections, grow your network, build relationships. Are you good at communication? Are you good at selling ideas? Are you able to persuade your architect or CTO in the solution that you want to propose? Are you able to motivate a team to pick up some new technique, for instance, mob programming? Just for example, try to adapt mob programming technique in your team during the next 2 or 3 sprints or next month or two. You may find in the internet the brilliant presentation from Woody Zulu. I hope I named him right, about the more programming on GoTo conference. Try to find it and try to apply this technique in your team during the next months. Another point. Oh, yeah, I forgot to open the slide. Another point. Have you ever thought about the needs of your manager, of your architect, the needs of your teammates? And the easiest way to build a relationship is to satisfy the needs of someone. But you just need to know what is the needs of someone. Here, I will share with you in my personal experience. Start exploring yourself, your needs, your emotions. Why did you react to situations this particular way? Once I started exploring myself, I automatically started understanding others better. Here, you may read a couple of books about psychology, explore your emotions with mentor or advisor or therapist. It will help you to understand yourself and as a result, understand others. To sum up, find your joy and passion. Work that lights you up. Build a goal that drives you. Get experience. You need to occupy that position. Build trust, reputation, and visibility where you are. Explore yourself to understand others. Invest in communications and psychology skills for easier interaction with people around you. Get the work you deserve as a result. Of course, it's easy to say, but harder, much harder to reach. But it's extremely exciting along the way. So, I can only ask you, Are you ready to come along this way? Hope the speech was interesting for you. If you want contact me, use this QR code on the right. It's a Telegram. Use the QR code on the left to my LinkedIn profile. And if you're ready to develop your career, leave a contact information in the form on the left or apply your CV there and join our team. Thank you for your attention. Now it's time for questions.
Yes, thanks, Mykola, for your inspired presentation. It was Mykola and his team, as you mentioned at the beginning of this presentation. And yes, we have a couple of questions from our viewers. One of them is, what techniques you recommend for an engineering manager? Doesn't write code anymore, but needs to stay up to date with latest technologies. It's also important for me because I also take uh, a role of engineering manager at my company, actually. And now
Mhm.
I'm more like delivery manager, but I understand that a lot of engineering manager came from delivery managers because, again, as you mentioned, this communication with customer is really important part for engineering manager. And if you have this
Mhm.
technology stack, communication, and knowledge about your product, you're going to be a really great engineering manager. So, what techniques can you propose or provide for us to be a good engineering manager, as you think?
Yeah. First technique, I would say it's conferences. So I inviting you to visit like all of the conferences that you can. It will add like it will allow you to be on the edge of new technologies, allow you to be on the edge of new practices and techniques that you may use in your team. The second point, find a mentor for you. So someone who is more experienced, so he will be able to teach you and he will be able to advise you on the challenges that you have on your career. The third point is to do more programming. It's a really good point to be to work together with the team. So to be not a guy that out of the team, but to be the guy inside the team. As a result, you will not lose your coding skills. Also, you have to read a lot of the code to do a code review of the solution that was made. Because if you're engineering manager, probably you are the most experienced person here, or you have some like broader experience. As a result, you may advise and on the options that appear, and you may advise and like correct the way of your system a bit, even it was already developed. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. I think probably you can add something to my side from for this idea that it from company to company position of engineering manager could be different, and the
Completely.
stack could be different, and percentages where you should be like more technical or more soft skill improvement. Yeah, it's also
Mhm.
should be uh, marked from my point of view because different companies behind this title, as you mentioned, the title is important.
Mhm.
They the meaning of engineering manager could be different. So also when
Yes.
you're looking for some company, you should check what exactly they mean with words of engineering manager.
Yes. Yes.
And
I completely agree.
another thing, can you tell us about your biggest mistake at work and what you learned
Oh,
from it?
oh. The simple question from the interview, but it's hard to answer, I would say. Uh, I would say that the biggest mistake that I've made it's when I interpreted requirements of the business in a wrong way. And as a result, we were working with a team for to be 2 weeks, not in the best direction, I would say. So we
Mhm.
lost 2 weeks of work. And I would say like it's the biggest mistake. At the same time, we applied like compensation mechanisms. Let's say let's call it like that, and we corrected our direction. But it was a really nice experience, not even for me, but for the team, because we got a lot of the experience from that. Because the best experience is on your mistakes, because they like sit really deep inside you. Yeah.
And one more thing before we go to the. I think this is more better question from the list that I get. How about own business as a next step for self development? What do you think about this? It's another arrow
Uh,
that you didn't draw us, I
yeah,
think.
it's very nice option, let's say, and it's usually like software engineers have some like startups in the pocket that they may develop in the future. So here I would say you need to understand that like business is a completely different area. Uh, Here you are not only responsible that you work that the work you do, but you start be responsible for the like human that you work with, not a colleague but human, because for like the company responsible for salary of the your colleague, but when you are responsible of the salary of your colleague, you are responsible for this human. So as a result, it's a higher and bigger sense of responsibility, and you need a different skills. At the same time, I would recommend to try it. I would say that everyone have to try it. Maybe not build a, like your startup, but just try to sell something on the Instagram or in the Facebook or some e-commerce website to create. As a result, you will understand that you need people to help. You need to hire accountant. You need to hire salesperson, and you will start seeing the situation together. So try with small steps, like where you can fail fast and easy, and not to spend a lot of the money. Because if you will invest 100K of dollars there and you will fail, uh, you will remember it forever. But if you will invest only $5,000, I think you will forget about it very soon.
Okay, let's do one more thing. What would you recommend if my passion is programming? I still want to spend at least 50% of my time with hands on it.
Uh, I would say that here I would recommend you, when you occupy a new position, I would recommend you to spend half of the year to year on building the processes inside your team. As a result, make your team more independent, self-efficient, self-organized. As a result, you will reduce the waste of the time that you have to spend to correct the direction of the team, and you will invest this time in coding skills. So I would recommend to like half till 1 year invest in the processes, technical practices, technical quality, technical level of engineers around you, and then you will be able to take a vacation for even for a month or two, or to start coding, because you will be able to rely on the team and you will know that everything will be fine. I have two great teams. I will say hello to them. I like them, you very much, and I believe that you are exactly these teams.
Okay, thanks, Mykola, for your answers. It was Mykola and his team of Hypno and Owls. and uh,
Really hypnoidal.
yeah. And thanks again for your presentations.